Are you ready to rumble? Prince Boxing here. What's up? Yo, I want to talk to you guys about the legacy of one Floyd Mayweather. Now, Floyd's been retired for a couple of years now. Every now and then, he threatens to make a comeback. Do I want to see old Floyd make a comeback? No. Not something I'm into seeing. Okay, but Floyd, I think, is the greatest boxing businessman ever. When it comes to controlling your career, Floyd Mayweather is the LeBron James of boxing because he manipulated the game of boxing like nobody else has. Okay, but as far from being smart and being one of the greatest businessmen of boxing, I think that will be the imprint of his legacy. Floyd Mayweather will never be considered the greatest of all time for most people, for the simple fact that his resume doesn't show for him beating the top fighters. He never cleaned out a division. He candy picked a lot of fights. He fought a lot of guys that were either old. He waited to get out of their prime just to fight them. He didn't fight them when they were real hot. Now, in the sport of boxing, you have guys that go about the business of ducking fighters. They do this not because they're scared of the fighter. They have done this because it's not in their best interest to fight a certain fighter at a given point in time. Okay? Mainly because of money. Sometimes in boxing, especially today boxing, you cannot take too many losses. The more losses you take, the less pay-per-view draw that people will want to watch you in. So boxing is a constant sport where you become a salesman because you're promoting yourself. You're self-promoting yourself. And Floyd Mayweather was the greatest self-promoter in boxing history. He knew how to sell a fight, but the problem is when he actually was fighting, some boxing purists, they looked at it and he was a defensive expert. But at the same time, for people that looking for classic fights or some of the greatest boxing fights of all time, you won't find that with a Floyd Mayweather, okay? Unfortunately, he doesn't fit that criteria. Even a guy like a Manny Pacquiao, he has classic fights that you always remember. I mean, even in loss, Marquez, classic fights with Marquez. He had, entertaining fights that people wanted to pay and watch. Okay, some people viewed Floyd as a runner. Okay, now a lot of defensive fighters are guys that won't engage hand-to-hand boxing with you. They're usually looking to counterpunch. And that's what Floyd was. He was a defensive fighter that counterpunched his opponents. So, what is his legacy? Now, I think he will go down as one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time, if not the greatest defensive fighter of all time. So that puts him in like a Bill Russell category of boxing, because he went undefeated as well. Now, being the fact that he went undefeated is pretty impressive, but sometimes when you win, you actually lose. Okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure you heard that saying before. So in Floyd's case, he has won. He's undefeated, but he actually lost a lot of credibility for some of his matches. Okay, even matches like when he fought Conor McGregor, it was a big pay-per-view draw, nevertheless, but it's not going to add to his boxing credibility as being great, beating on a guy that's not a professional boxer. So Floyd Mayweather was one of my greatest guys I like to watch in boxing. I think he was a great salesman of boxing. Okay, he's a top 5 all-time great for me, but I could never pick Floyd Mayweather over a Muhammad Ali, because the simple fact, Muhammad Ali was a guy that left it all in the ring. He fought the biggest and the baddest boxers in their prime. Something Floyd was reluctant to do. Okay, his goal was to be smart. he wanted to make millions from boxing, become a billionaire, and manipulate the game of boxing to make as much money as he possibly can. Hence to why he named himself Floyd Money Mayweather. Because to him, boxing meant a high paycheck, opposite to giving people legacy. You know, Floyd was constantly saying, F legacy, I want a paycheck. So when you say comments like that, you have to take the criticism that people will not accept you as being the GOAT of boxing. Top 5, yes. GOAT, no. But what do you think about the legendary career of Floyd Mayweather? Is he your GOAT? And why? I'm out. Prince Sports. Prince Boxing. Sorry.